It's Hugo and Jake, they're coming to take a look at the Quran. So make no mistake, it's gonna be great, delivering more than comedy, that's what they wanna be. But honestly, it's fact from fiction, leaving lasting hits. When Hugo and Jake take faith and illustrate contradictions, create apostates to be great. Atheists make people who believe see the world in a different way. What's on the episode today? Take it away, Hugo and Jake. Loving the way they're splitting the fact from the fake, attempting to make those who hold faith reevaluate and wake up. But they just stay stuck and hate us. Wait and stay in place, no time to waste. The Quran reload with Hugo and Jake.
Hello everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this is the Quran Reloaded. We're back to read more of the Quran. We're getting close to the end of the 4th surah. I'm going to be so sad when we have to tell the women chapter goodbye. So it's, you know, it's not every episode during it that we get a really good anti-women thing that just makes me go, oh my god, are you kidding me?
No.
But when you get it, it's so good. It's so, I can't believe it said that.
I gotta imagine that this won't be the last anti-women or maybe misogynistic verse in the Quran.
You think?
You know, I can't imagine that chapter 4 is where that ends.
Anyway, we're continuing today. 4th surah, verse 121. Come with us. I was gonna say shall we, but I don't think shall you? Shall
we? I'm a b-boy. Word to your mother.
These, their place is hell, and they will find no escape from it. But as for those who believe and do righteous deeds, we will admit them into gardens beneath which rivers flow, where they will abide forever. The promise of God is true, and who is more truthful in speech than God?
It's always impressive to me that desert people thought, like, rivers beneath things would irrigate properly.
I was just gonna say, their heaven is basically, hey, we dug some trenches.
Yeah.
There's water in them. I assume that when they say beneath which rivers flow, I'm assuming they're talking about, are they talking about irrigation? Is that what they're talking about?
Well, yeah, because it's the desert. Like, this happens in the Bible, too. Like, if you remember, the Garden of Eden had rivers beneath it, and it cracks open, and then that helps the flood.
Yeah, I remember that. And some creationists in America think that there used to be underground streams because of the Noah's Ark story that burst open and water came out.
But I mean, underground streams are things.
No, but I mean, they meant, like, a global, worldwide network of them. That...
Well, that's what the Grand Canyon was. That's why there's still a river in it. I'm not kidding. That's what they say. There's a river in the Grand Canyon, therefore it must have been there and then exploded upward after, I don't know, some people fucked butts.
I mean, it was the river that eroded it over a very long period of time.
No, it eroded it from the inside.
From the inside in 1 year.
From the inside, and then it blew it up. And not in 1 year, in like a moment.
Oh, okay, so they're not even saying it happened.
Yellowstoned.
Oh, fucking geniuses.
Right, no, I know.
By the way,
also the Earth is flat.
This is off topic, and this is more a Bible Reloaded thing. But Ken Ham, and you tweeted him about this. Doctor Who, if you don't know, is a British sci-fi show.
Yeah,
it's been around for like 50 years. They recently announced the new companion, a new character on the show, is gay. She's a lesbian, whatever. And Ken
Bill likes Muff.
Yeah, and Ken Ham tweeted like, "Guess I'm not a Whovian anymore." As if Doctor Who has, off the top of my head, in the past 10 years, had at least 3 openly gay characters that were on more than one episode.
Or at least they fit into the LGBTQ.
Right. Vostra, Jenny, and Captain Jack. So, Ken Ham, stop pretending to be fans of shows you're not, just so you can fucking shit on gay people, you piece of shit.
Right. Also, the Doctor kissed the Master who turned into a woman.
Yeah.
Which makes him a person who, at best, kisses post-op trans people.
Anyway, Quran. It is not in accordance with your wishes, nor in accordance with the wishes of the people of the scripture. Whoever works evil will pay for it, and will not find himself beside God any protector or savior.
For some reason, when I read whoever works evil will pay for it, I thought of Darkwing Duck. That's a weird... I don't think he was that hard-line against criminals, was he? He was like, you'll fucking pay for this. I'm Darkwing.
No, he was more just... He wanted attention. I don't think he wanted to... I haven't seen... Darkwing, I was more of a DuckTales kid. Or a Tailspin kid. Yeah. wasn't...
Darkwing Duck. When there's trouble, just call DW.
I didn't like Darkwing Duck because I really liked Batman and Batman the Animated Series, and I felt like Darkwing Duck was making fun of it, so I didn't like it.
I liked Darkwing because it was like Batman.
Oh, sure, and now I get it, but as a kid, for some reason, I was, like, offended that it was, like, making fun of Batman. I'm like, no, that's...
I love the idea of, like, barely past toddler offended Hugo.
Yeah, I've
like,
always...
arms folded and you fucking, like, drop your Legos in shock. How could they?
I've always had very hard opinions on things that do not fucking matter.
Fucking 6-year-old Hugo. Well, I never.
There will be Quran in this episode, by the way, I promise.
Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
Oh, God. So good.
But whoever works righteousness, whether male or female, and is a believer, those will enter paradise and will not be wronged a whit.
But hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, okay, maybe your question is what I'm about to talk about.
Maybe.
Females get a separate but equal heaven, right?
Right, like, it's heaven, but it's, like, half as good as heaven, but heaven is already infinitely good, so it's, like, really the same, but on paper, they're like, just so you know, yours is half as good. It's still infinitely good, but it's half as infinitely good, just so you know.
There are, and this will bake your noodle, there are different amounts of infinite.
Yes, there are. You're not fucking original.
Not for you. It's not for you. We've talked about this. I'm talking for some people.
I mean, so did fucking John Green's character in the book The Fault in Our Stars, and she was a little pretentious cunt that I'm glad is dead.
Did she die in that? She didn't die at the end.
No, the other guy did.
Died. Spoilers.
Is our audience full of people who like are super big fans of teen?
All of them are halfway through Fault in Our Stars.
Teen cancer romance novels from 5 years ago. Sorry. Those fucking assholes made out in Anne Frank's house. I don't feel bad.
Oh, yeah, they did. Didn't she masturbate in that house, though? So she already, like, christened it.
That's true. That's true.
Fine.
I did like that book when I read it, by the way.
Anyway, the joke I was going to say earlier, which you totally steamrolled over, was for men, heaven is virgins and apparently a garden with rivers under it. And for women, it's just one big kitchen.
I was going to say it's still virgins, but it's male virgins. So it's like they're about to fuck, and then they fuck for 10 seconds. And then the guy's like, oh, God, I'm sorry. And then he feels so bad about it, his refractory period extends to like 4 days.
I never had that problem. I don't have a refractory period.
Yeah, Jake, just coming all the time.
Right.
As a joke.
My dick's like the Hulk.
Like, hey, guys, and then you look and just come on your face. What are you going to do?
I'm joke cum guy?
You're joke cum guy, yeah.
Okay, well.
And who is better in religion than he who submits himself wholly to God, and is a doer of good and follows the faith of Abraham, the monotheist? God has chosen Abraham for a friend. They'll often reference Abraham and the earlier patriarchs of Judaism, and when they do so, they will mention that they were monotheists. The reason is because the major opposition that they were facing at the time was not only against the Jews and Christians, but it was against polytheists in the area. So often they will separate themselves by saying, we are monotheists, and they'll even say, even those Christians, they're not really monotheists because they believe in the Trinity, which is also why they drive such a hard separation between their version of God and the Christian version, which involves Jesus and the Holy Spirit. Not a fan of polytheists, the Muslims.
But they're 3 in 1. They're like a dandruff shampoo.
It's like a Megazord. It's like a God Megazord.
It's like a protein drink. It's a meal and a drink and nutrition.
And a crucifixion.
Now I'm sad.
You think the first did the Romans invent crucifixion? Probably not.
No, they didn't invent it, but they certainly did.
They took it to like Michael Jordan didn't invent basketball, but let me tell you.
Yeah, no. Well, crucifixion used to not be. It used to just be like you hang people up on poles and shit or trees or whatever. That's happened forever because we've always been awful to one another, and it's never gotten better.
You think the first guy to be like, hey, what if we nailed them to that fucking tree?
Do you think anyone protested were like, can we not? And like, yeah, but that guy stole our bread. And then Keith is over there like, he did steal our bread. I mean, I work hard at that bread.
You did.
I didn't even know you needed yeast. I accidentally invented bread the other day. That guy stole it.
Thanks, Keith.
Let's
for all
nail
the
his ass
bread.
up. I think the first human name was Keith.
I choose to believe that's true. I choose to believe that Keith was the first guy, and he was just a normal guy, and then, like, his parents had brothers and sisters for him, and they were, like, dumb cavemen people, and he's just very confused. Guys, it's almost April. Can you stop throwing shit at each other? I'm trying to get all my business deductions set. For some reason, Keith is doing taxes next to the cave.
Oh.
Could someone add me the 1040 form? Nope. That's another leaf. Thanks, Oog.
Why is this funny?
I don't know.
Why did that make me laugh? I'm too easy on you.
I know, you really are. That's why the show's gone down in quality. Not enough mandatory beatings. To God belongs what is in the heavens and what is on earth, and God encompasses everything. That rape, that was God. He encompasses everything. Like the night you drank like a couple too many beers and you had crazy shits the next day, that shit was God. That day that you saw that chick at Walmart who maybe had pooped her pants, you can't tell, but like there's something going on back there, but you don't want to get too close because there's a potential of a smell wall hitting you. Also God.
I feel like that last one was personal story.
Most things I say are. It was shit. They ask you for a ruling about women. Say, God gives you a ruling about them, and so does what is stated to you in the book about widowed women from whom you withheld what is decreed for them. Yet you desire to marry them, and about helpless children, that you should treat the orphans fairly. Whatever good you do, God knows it. So, this is a section, remember, I have that Islamic source that explains things from an Islamic perspective. I'm asking you.
Am I here? Is this my cue to go? Yes, I do. I am aware of that.
Yeah, that's the.
I am aware of that.
You're here so you can say yes as a surrogate for the audience. It's like on Blue's Clues where they have disembodied voices for the kids saying like a clue, a clue. You're right, that. No,
I hear you. Okay, yes, I do in fact remember the Islamic source that describes these things from an Islamic perspective because we are not Islamic, and thus we like to check that to make sure that we're getting the actual meaning and not just interpreting it ourselves.
Okay, good, because this shit's about to get good, and I'm going to explain what they think this means, and it's going to be fucking glorious. If a woman fears maltreatment or desertion from her husband, there is no fault in them if they reconcile their differences, for reconciliation is best. Souls are prone to avarice, yet if you do what is good and practice piety, God is cognizant of what you do.
Why is cognizant capitalized there?
Because it's a big word, Jake.
Oh.
It's a big, fancy word.
Oh, I didn't know if maybe his nickname was Cognizant. Which is a terrible nickname.
Yeah. This is great. This is the best one. You will not be able to treat women with equal fairness, no matter how much you desire it. But do not be so biased as to leave another suspended. If you make amends and act righteously, God is forgiving and merciful. And if you separate, God will enrich each from his abundance. God is bountiful and wise.
Okay, so I'll assume you have insider information based on your Islamic source because I'm a member of the audience.
Yeah.
How is it hard to treat people fairly and equally? I don't understand that.
Verbatim, here is what the Islamic perspective, at least this individual's, on this verse. Quote, "This means that it is not possible for a man to accord complete equality of treatment of two or more wives under all circumstances and in all respects. It is possible that one is ugly, the other beautiful, one is old, the other young, one is permanently sick, the other healthy, one is irritable, the other good-tempered. These and other differences are likely to make a person less attracted to one and more attracted to the other. In such circumstances, the law does not demand that one should necessarily maintain absolute equality between the wives in respect of love, emotional attachment, and sexual relationship. What it does demand is that if a husband does not repudiate the marriage despite aversion for his wife, either because of his own desire or out of consideration for the desires of his wife, he should at least maintain a good relationship, short of which his wife begins to feel as if she was without a husband. In such a circumstance, while it is natural that a person would prefer one wife over the other, this should not go to the extent that the woman remains, as it were, in a state of suspension, as if she were without a husband at all. So what it said there is, hey, yeah, obviously, you have at least 4, or at maximum 4 wives, because 4 is the maximum. You're not going to be able to treat them all equally, because let's be honest, some are uggos, or assholes, or just straight up whiny bitches. So, it's okay to ignore some of them, as long as you make up for it in other areas. Like, maybe you don't fuck her, but like you take her out to brunch and get her a mimosa. I don't know. I'm just...
Hey, I'll take a mimosa over an Arab dick in my butt. To be fair, I'll take a mimosa out of any race's dick in my butt, but you were talking about Muslims, and most of them are Arabic, right? So.
Yeah.
So my butthole's not racist, I'm just dickist. And prefer mimosas.
I prefer mimosas to dicks as well, which is surprising considering like of mimosas and like of dick, there is generally a positive correlation. Anyway. So what it is saying is that you just can't...
That was a well-crafted gay joke. I can't even...
It's not even... I'd classify that. That's in my files a mimosa joke, not a gay joke.
Well, no, maybe it's not a gay joke because women really love mimosas. I love mimosas because my girlfriend loves mimosas.
Who doesn't like delicious
I don't know.
fucking
Now
drinks?
I want to go to brunch this weekend. I guess that's happening.
I don't know.
Just trying to get day drunk, you know? Off that champagne and OJ.
There's nothing wrong with day drunk and on a weekend or like a vacation.
Well, while everybody's at church, I'm over there just slamming mimosas.
Anyway, so I don't even know that. I mean, that's clearly we can't continue right now because that's clearly the verse that's the impactful one. That'll probably be in the title somehow. So
that puts a lot of pressure on me to remember this.
Remember. So, yeah, women. You can't treat them equally, right, guys?
I guess not.
I don't know.
I'm trying to like make an excuse for them, and I can't figure it out. So, I don't know. It's so weird to me that people defend this still.
Here's
just don't defend it. Just don't do it.
Let me read one more thing, since we're here anyway, and I'm not going to read any more of the Quran today. It goes on a little bit later, still talking about the same verse. This guy says, quote, "Some people point out that in this verse, the Quran in one breath stipulates justice as a necessity for plurality of wives, and in the other breath declares it impossible, on the grounds that they conclude that the Quran has itself revoked the permission to marry more than one wife. There is, however, absolutely no justification for such an inference. Such an inference would have been justified had the Quran said, 'You will not be able to treat your wives with absolute justice,' but this statement has been followed by the directive, 'Do not allow yourselves to incline wholly to one, leaving the others in suspense.' This leaves no grounds at all for the blind followers of Christian Europe to force an interpretation of their liking on the verse."
Oh, that's what it was for.
Yeah, so
for
I guess
Christian Europe.
Yeah, I'm guessing at some point someone levied a criticism against, like, wait, Islam calls for justice, but it even says you can't have justice among 4 wives, therefore you can't have 4 wives, but the Muslims are like, but we want 4 wives. Holy shit, wait, hold on, put that back up.
You have the same one.
Holy shit.
Is yours green?
Mine is black.
I have a blue one. Yeah, did you get it on Amazon?
No.
Oh, I got mine on Amazon.
My girlfriend got this at the store like a day ago. Also got one of those head massagers. Okay, it's time for this episode to end. It's going nowhere. So thanks everyone for sticking around this whole episode. I know that fell apart at the end, but honestly, what do you want me to say? They literally just said it's impossible to treat women equally for reasons. What am I going to do with that? You can always follow us on Twitter at Bible Reloaded.
Oh, are we doing...
Oh, Jake wants to show off that he has a fucking Nintendo Switch like the piece of shit he is.
I just like to make you hurt.
It's working. You can always follow Jake at Bible Reloaded. Follow me at Hugo Reloaded.
Yeah. You can also subscribe to the channel. You can donate to the Patreon, which is a lot of fun. We actually have a lot of new stuff coming out. And also, shortly, we will be unveiling our new website, which I think we're going to probably have some extra content on as an incentive for you to watch there.
Cool.
Yeah, should be fun. And also, we are looking for fan art for both my wall, and we have a fan art section on the website that's coming out. And, you know, could be cool. And if you are a Flash person, Twitter wanted us to have a Flash game where I throw butter at Hugo's nipples. So there's that. If you want to do that, you get full credit and it'll be on the front page of our website. So who knows? Who knows in this crazy world what'll happen? Love you. Love you.
So I guess that's it. You know what's crazy?
You aborted the end. Okay, what?
With all the fucking YouTube shit that's going on,
yeah,
we have gone almost unscathed as far as demonetization has gone.
Well, with demonetization, not ad prices, we've lost about 25%. But
it's actually, it's more than that. I looked at it again. Part of it was because the actual ad prices have gone down about 25%, but the amount of ads running is still lower, so it's less. It's, how do I want to put this? It's more than 25%. It's just
good.
Paper. Yeah.
So, by the way, and this is not just for us. If you really appreciate some of the creators on here, there's a couple different ways you can do it. The most direct way is Patreon. Of course, and not just for us, for other people that you really enjoy, just throw them a buck. It'll really help out, honestly. If you want to get something more out of that, of course, we give a lot of perks and stuff, and we send a lot of stuff every month, so you get a lot of loot from us. But I don't know what other people do. So if you want something with more, like, I guess, benefits, air quotes, you can go to YouTube Red, and we get a lot more per click from YouTube Red than we do from regular ads. So, and plus you can do the music thing is actually really nice. Because you can, you know, listen to music and have playlists and stuff going with it, the screen off on your mobile device. And also you can get those YouTube Red stuff, which actually one of them looks kind of cool. They started out kind of corny. They're putting more money into it, so it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, that science guy. Is that, what's his name?
The Vsauce guy.
Yeah,
Vsauce guy. I forget his name, Michael.
He did one. I caught one where he was he locked himself in a room for like I forget how many days it was. That was pretty interesting. So.
Yeah, it's cool. So anyways, if like during this time where Pepsi is being garbage and Coke's being garbage, but Dr. Pepper is not being garbage, go support Dr. Pepper.
Is Dr. Pepper an ad?
Dr. Pepper did not drop ads yet.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see what happens. But places like Walmart did. So I don't know. Anyways, that's it. That's the end of the spiel. I didn't even think about that until this just now. We talked about this earlier.
But anyway, until next time, Hugo.
Jake.
Crown Reloaded. That hat looks familiar.